Hello, my name is Mike Harris. I'm with Carl A. Nelson Company. This is Jordan Hutchinson, also with Carl A. I am our general superintendent, so my job duties include all of our hiring for our field personnel. I do all of our training, manage our training, set up training for all of our employees, and then also do mentoring and job site visits and that kind of thing. I also spend a lot of time in local high schools. Some of you may have seen me. I usually am with the industrial arts kids, but I do a presentation for them showing them what our company does, what we have to offer as far as career opportunities and that kind of thing. So I started with Carl A. Nelson right out of high school. My dad was a superintendent. I had a lot of relatives that worked here, so it was kind of a family deal to come to work here. So that's what I did. Started as a laborer, just sweeping floors and that kind of thing, and then caught on to the trade. One of the things I did notice right away, which I did not realize, is how much math is used in the trades. Geometry and algebra almost every day involved in what we do. But so I moved my way up, carpenter and then foreman and then eventually superintendent, and worked in the field for about 25 years. Ran a lot of projects for the company, and then about 8 years ago took this role as general superintendent. Construction's a great avenue to head for a career. There's tons of options, tons of different things you can do, and if that is something that interests you in the future, you can definitely reach out to us and we can get you on that path. I'm going to turn it over to Jordan for a minute, and then I'll explain the activity we have.
Hello everyone, my name is Jordan Hutchinson. I'm a project manager with Carl A. Nelson and Company. And as a project manager for Carl A. Nelson, our main objective is to plan and deliver a construction project on time and within budget. And that sounds a lot easier than it actually is. As a project manager, we wear several different hats in order to deliver this project. And I guess kind of early on, the first hat that we wear is an estimator. In order to get a project, you have to win a bid on that job. So as an estimator, we do calculation. Well, we get the set of drawings, we calculate how much materials we're going to need, how long is it going to take us to do the project, and we combine all that information using scheduling software, estimating software, put that all together so that we know exactly how much this project is going to cost. And assuming that we win the project, that we ideally have the lowest number, we kind of turn into more of a schedule enforcer, if you will. We put together a more defined schedule using that scheduling software, and we coordinate a lot with the contractors, the other subcontractors that we use to get the job done. And what a subcontractor is for us is companies that do work that we won't self-perform. For instance, plumbers and electricians, we don't do any of that work, so we will hire that work out to other people, and they will be under our contract. So we coordinate with all these outfits so that we can show up on day one. We start doing all the earthwork, we put in foundations, we erect the building, we put all the electrical and mechanical systems into the building to make it a functioning product for us to hand over to the owner. So during the construction of it, we obviously run into a lot of issues, and that's kind of the unique thing about construction is no two projects are exactly the same. You're going to run into different problems as you go, and having a strong math and science background helps you spearhead some of those problems because, for instance, you might have humidity issues in a building, and that's related to the HVAC system. And having a good understanding of how mechanical systems work is going to put you in a better position to be able to talk with the contractors that put in that mechanical system as well as the engineers that design that mechanical system, and just be able to coordinate properly and talk through the details to the level that you need to solve the problem. So having a good background in math and science is definitely helpful spearheading issues during the project. And then at the end of the job we do, or I guess during the project and at the end of the job we do what we would call kind of quality control. So it could be as simple as making sure all of the light fixtures turn on and all the outlets work, all the sinks work, are all the walls painted, doors hung, things like that. We go through there and we make sure that when we get to the point where we hand the project or the building over to the owners, that everything's working the way that it needs to. There are several different ways of becoming a project manager. One of the common ways is to start off in the field, working with your hands, doing the framing, pouring concrete, things like that, and you kind of work your way up to becoming a project manager. Another way to do this is to get a formal education at a college or university in construction management or construction engineering, which is the route that I went. I went to I guess growing up, I'm originally from Morningside, Iowa, which is about 25 miles north of Burlington, graduated from Minneapolis, and always knew that I did pretty well in math and science, and so I knew that I kind of wanted to go into a field that utilizes those tools. And I went to Iowa State University, got a degree in construction engineering, and the good thing about getting a formal education at Iowa State is they introduced me very early on using a lot of softwares that we use today, scheduling, estimating, and they really do a good job introducing you to construction companies that would love to hire you after you've graduated. And I was fortunate enough that at a career fair, I talked with Carl A. Nelson and Company, and they invited me to have an internship after my sophomore year of college, where I worked for a summer out at the Klein Center near the Great River Klein Center. Worked out there for a summer, then came back over my winter break, worked a little bit more, and after graduation, they offered me a full-time job, and that's when I began about 7 years ago. So I definitely think this is a great thing to get into if you've got a strong background in math and science. We use a lot of that every single day, and it's definitely helped me become an effective project manager for our company.
So for the activity today, we're going to do a little bit of that math work. So a lot of times on a job site, we have cylinders to pour, we have sonotubes, we have light pole bases, we have columns, concrete columns that would be cylinders. So we have to be able to figure the quantity of a cylinder, and then also the quantity of a cube or a footing foundation. So use the Pythagorean theorem, we use other algebra for cylinders. So what we're going to have you guys do today is we're going to have you fill a cylinder, and someone in your class will have something similar to this, not exactly, but so we're going to fill a cylinder to a certain height, and then we're going to have you figure that volume, and then we're going to have you put a line or some sort of a marking on a cube, and then figure the volume of that. And then what we want to know is, will this cylinder, what's in this cylinder, will it fill this cube to the line? Will it fill it below it? Will it fill it above it? You know, how do you take those two and work them together to figure the volume of each of them, which is something we do all the time in construction. So it's kind of a fun activity, get some math involved, and you can have some challenges to see who gets it right or the what. So that's our activity for today.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.